I've always wanted to ask myself this question. Why do these two get so much hate in the Dragon Ball Super fan base? Well, let's find out why. Hey everyone, this is Patrick, and I'm here to talk about these two, caulifla and kale from Dragon Ball Super. Now, why am I talking about these two? It's because, for whatever reason, in the Dragon Ball Super fandom, or Dragon Ball fan base in general, for whatever reason, the fan base has a bit of a hatred for them, and I'm not trying to understand why. Well, I don't understand why though. They're two new characters into the series, so why would you be angry, or why would you hate two new characters into the series? Oh, is it because Caulifla can somehow manage to go Super Saiyan without getting angry? Because as of what's the word? Described on how to become a Super Saiyan, she's gonna make you back all light and tingly, and before the whole tournament of power, and how she worked all that out and all that stuff. What is there an issue with that? You never know. Universe 6 works a lot differently. So I don't understand what's the deal. But either way, I'm just gonna tell you guys, I don't hate Caulifla and Kale. I don't. I actually like these two. I really do like them. Not because they're girls, but I like them because they're new characters into the season, more Saiyans, and we don't have to worry about focusing so much on the same old Saiyans, because when they introduced Universe 6 and there were Saiyans in Universe 6, I was thinking there has to be some females around because Goku and Vegeta never had a female Saiyan. Well, they've never had any female Saiyans around besides, their own kids. Well, Goku never had a daughter, which I thought was a shame. I thought it was a shame that Goku didn't get a daughter, but at least Gohan and Vegeta do though. But from GT, it doesn't look like Bola, his daughter, becomes a fighter, and Pan does become a fighter, but she's very, very, childlike, stubborn, like all those childlike very childish inside. But we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about the two young girls from Universe 6, Caulifla and Kale. The way these two were introduced into the series was a very good way to be introduced. Kaba was looking for some players to help, or should I say fighters, not players. He was looking for some fighters for Universe 6 to fight for the Tournament of Power. So he wanted one of his old trusted fighters to come back. But he told Kaba he's retired now. And he told Kaba, should go ask Caulifla. She'll do it. So, and by Kaba's reaction, it kind of felt like he wasn't sure if he could trust Caulifla. And by that reaction at first, I was possibly thinking, at first glance of when he recognized her, I was thinking, okay, I do know that, because as you see in the introduction, Limit Breaker, they showed a girl with legendary Super Saiyan status. And me and a few other friends were thinking, this Caulifla must be that girl. Must be that girl who has this Super Saiyan Broly type power, and he doesn't want to run the risk of having her go nuts. But then, when we saw her, there were two female Saiyans. Later on, there were two females. We saw her. She at first, she reminded me a lot of Vegeta, because she had a bad attitude, and she was very, very cocky in her skills. But Kaba wished to take her on, and wanted to, when I say take her on, I don't mean in that way. wanted to ask her to join the Tournament of Power, and he would teach her something. So she agreed to, and then she brought her assistant Kale along as well. And Kale is the female Broly not caulifla. We all thought it was caulifla. It ended up being kale. And at first I was thinking, well, this makes sense because she's shy and very timid. That's what Broly was. That's what Broly was. Broly was very shy. He was timid, and if he ever saw something he hated, like Son Goku, he'd lose his shit. He would go nuts and he would lose it. But Kale's motivations were a lot different to Broly's. It's not like she had someone in her life that, she wanted to kill, like Broly. Her motivations were a whole lot different, and she got mad if anybody decided to pick on caulifla or say anything bad about her, or just straight up ignore her in general, like in this Tournament of Power. First she just got really, really mad, and she awakened her inner Broly on Kaba in the first place. And then in the Tournament of Power, we saw it again when Goku was technically training with Caulifla. As in fighting, but we all know he was training her. And then she wanted to jump in and interfere and help Caulifla. And then Goku told her, back off, go away, back off, go away, can you not interfere? And she took this really, really personally. She took it really personally, and she got mad. She got really, really mad. She took it really personally. And then she became the ultimate Broly again. She went Super Saiyan Berserk, as it's called. So she took it very, very seriously. So the next time they fought, Goku invited Kale to come along and train, fight with him and Caulifla. So she was more willing and more happy to fight with him. Because I think in the end, Caulifla and Kale have now realized Goku's really not a bad person. Because Caulifla really judged Goku at first in the Tournament of Power. She called him an old man and, and all that. Because she's like, oh, old man, it's time for you to step down or something. Like, because, and another thing about Caulifla, I guess people kind of do not like, is the fact that she can get all these Super Saiyan powers without even trying. She got Super Saiyan 1 without barely breaking a sweat. And she mentioned in the Tournament of Power she knew how to become Super Saiyan 2, but then she forgot to. So she did go Super Saiyan 2 at some point, but then when Goku showed it to her again, she was like, oh, I remember this, but I totally forgot how to do it, and all that stuff. Like, she totally forgot how to. And then Goku even said, well, now that you know this, there's even a point where you can go Super Saiyan 3 if you can keep training. But I think we all know she won't become Super Saiyan 3, because the way to become Super Saiyan 3, you need to be dead, as what Goku was in the Buu saga. Goku was technically dead in Dragon Ball Z. He was dead, so he could push his body beyond his limits in hell, or should I say, not in hell, in heaven. So then he can, push his body to the limits, and that way he can awaken the Super Saiyan 3. So that could be reasons why, certain characters don't use Super Saiyan 3. Goten went Super Saiyan 3 and he wasn't dead. Well, that's completely different, and I'm not really smart when it comes to Dragon Ball, so I wouldn't know why they had Gotenks go Super Saiyan 3. Maybe it's just because they just thought, why not? Let's just give him the power. Why not? We'll have 2 Super Saiyan 3s. Just, why the heck not? So that's probably why they just gave it to Goten and Trunks as Super Saiyan 3, as Super Saiyan Gotenks. Because I was just thinking, we'll just give him another transformation, just to shock the fandom. What else? What else is there? I will say this though. If I'm going to be honest, if I'm going to be unbiased in this whole thing about Caulifla and Kale, there's only one thing I did have an issue with. Was when they fused into caulifla. I did like how she looked. I did like her design. And the one thing that really bugged me, and I'm pretty sure you remember me saying this in one of my episode reviews. I believe. I can't remember what episode it was. I know I reviewed the episode when Caulifla and Goku were fighting. I think it was the one when Goku went Ultra Instinct against her. I can't really remember. I guess I'll just have to go back and have a look. I mentioned how it's kind of weird for someone like Caulifla who has no God Ki in her at all, and she's able to beat up on Super Saiyan Red Goku. Well, Super Saiyan God, but I call it Super Saiyan Red, because that's technically what it should be, Super Saiyan Red, but it's Super Saiyan God. She was able to beat up on Goku as a Super Saiyan God, and also as a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue, whatever you prefer. I honestly didn't understand that at all. And this was all in her base form, without her transforming. She was able to beat up on Goku as Super Saiyan God without transforming. And I found this really, really odd to me. I know they like to build tension and peril, because that's Dragon Ball Super. They like to do that whole tension and peril. They're like, oh no, this person's in trouble and all that. But at least show some realism. I mean, I know Dragon Ball doesn't do that, but I'm just saying, could you at least show some realism, please? Because it's kind of weird to see someone without God Ki, like caulifla and kale, and they can beat up on a Super Saiyan God or a Super Saiyan Blue while fused. It's kind of weird. I found that really, really out of the way to me. It's like they really were trying to build her up. They were really trying to build her up. And also, speaking of these two girls, I see a lot of mixture of characters with Goku and Vegeta in these two girls. Well, mostly caulifla. Now, we all know caulifla. I see her a mixture of Vegeta and Goku in her. The reason why I feel there's a mixture of Vegeta in her is because she can be aggressive. She can be aggressive and pretty mean to people, and that's what Vegeta is. He's kind of mean. I know Vegeta has gone past his days of being evil, but he's still got that side of him where he doesn't really care. But either that A, he doesn't really care, or B, he's just, on the aggressive side. And also, I think this is also obvious, she's also got a mixture of Goku in there. Excitement, she wants to battle more opponents, more stronger opponents. She's got that in her as well. She's got that Goku type in her as well. Kale reminds me a lot of Gohan when he was younger. Because when Gohan was younger, sure, he talked a lot and he wasn't as shy as Kale was. But I more mean when Kale goes nuts. When Kale goes berserk. When she awakens her power. I more mean that side of Gohan. Where Gohan used to get mad back in the day. And he would go completely insane. That is what I mean in Kale. Like, she reminds me a lot of teenager Gohan and kid Gohan when he used to go nuts, when he used to get mad at either seeing his dad getting hurt or his friends getting hurt. So yeah, that's the thing I really like about Kale. She's got that inner Gohan in her. Just go nuts and just flail away. And also, I think this one's also kind of obvious if you people didn't figure it out. The fusion of caulifla and kale, Caulifla, is a lot like Vegito. Now, in case if people do not know who Vegito is the fusion of Goku and Vegeta. The one we saw against Zamasu Black. Or merged Zamasu. But also Vegito was in Dragon Ball Z in the Buu saga. Where he was cocky. He was really cocky because he had earrings on and he was incredibly powerful and he was just so damn cocky and he knew how powerful he was. He did show that as well in the Zamasu against Zamasu, but I think Vegeta was more cunning and more clever against Zamasu, because I think he was just more sick of Zamasu at that point in Dragon Ball Super. But I do see a lot of Universe 7, our heroes' motivations in these two girls. So honestly, I don't know why people hate Caulifla and Kale. I don't know why people just dislike these two. I really don't know why the fandom dislikes these two. I get kind of upset and also kind of confused why they do dislike them. Are they only disappointed and mad about them because, you know, Caulifla can go Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2 within a few months? Or is it because of the whole fusion and then somehow they're stronger than Goku? That's a bit odd in my opinion. Sometimes people just really just show some hate towards characters and they just don't really explain why. They just say, oh, this person needs to go away for reasons A, B, C. They don't explain why they don't like them. They just say, oh, this person is this. That's it. I don't like this person. So, I honestly don't understand why people do not like the Super Saiyan girls, Caulifla and Kale. I like them a lot. Not because they're girls and because they're attractive. Even though I think Caulifla is more attractive than Kale. But I don't like them because they're attractive. I like them because, you know, they're not because they're girls either, but I was about to say because they're girls, but not because they're girls either. It's because they're really, really strong and they know how, and they really want to be motivated and to become really, really strong, like Goku. So guys, that's it, this little, I guess you could call this a discussion video. I guess you could call this a discussion. That's the end of this little discussion video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know down below on what you think of this. And also, in case if anybody's even aware of it, because there might be subscribers that don't even watch Dragon Ball in general and probably won't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hit that like button. Comment down below if you are a Dragon Ball Super fan. Dragon Ball Super fans, comment down below, and also subscribe if you are new, and also hit the bell to turn your notifications on to let you know I'm posting a video. Alrighty guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.